morning, everybody. How's it going? I don't know about y'all, but we are down south and we have April showers that are going to bring those gorgeous Mayflowers. So happy Saturday. And as you pop on, say, hey, tell me where you're tuning in from. You know, I always talk about what is, let me see, there we go. What is one of the things as far as being an adult? It's like Christmas. These makeathons are such a treat for me because I love seeing all these creative women pouring into one another and making it to where it's just more inspiring. We inspire each other, and it allows us, you know, as the saying that we have here, craft a beautiful life. There's nothing more special than making something with your hands and being able to not only give it as a gift, but enjoy it in our homes. So you're gonna love today. We're gonna be talking a lot about Easter coming up, how we wanna be able to entertain. I don't know about you, but I'm a spring girl. I love spring. And I know that summer's coming and it's gonna be hot, but these flowers are bursting, and we get showers like today that are gonna have these beautiful flowers. And hey Kim, hey guys, so as you pop on, hey Carol, just say hey and sit back, grab your coffee, and you're gonna have the time of your life being inspired by all these incredible women. We have a special announcement today, and I wanna show you some brand new things that we have that's gonna make your crafting and your ability to make some incredible projects even easier and more fun. Are you ready? All right, so I'm honored to be able to share with you a plethora of brand new, amazing designs in our transfers. Now, the great thing about our transfers are these are smaller. It allows you to be able to use them on projects like I'm gonna be showing you today, but also it allows you to be able to apply these to furniture. If you've not worked with transfers before, they're pretty amazing in the fact that it allows you to be able to create beautiful art on the pieces that you're working on. Are you ready? All right, drum roll. Okay, first transfer I want to show you. Look at this. Now, look at this. This is a combination of our butterflies, springs, birds. I love how we've got this combination of vintage wording on here, because I'm going to show you on my project today how great it is to be able to okay, it's so funny. I'm looking on here and I'm wanting to see y'all's comments, and y'all are cracking me up. But do, as you pop on here, say hey. And I have the honor and privilege of kicking off our incredible makeathon today. We're gonna have a ton of ladies that are gonna be showing you all kinds of incredible projects. But I wanted to be able to show you, look at these amazing transfers that we're introducing today. So you can go to a maker studio and you'll be able to see these amazing transfers. These are full color. I'm going to be doing a project with them in just a minute. Now look at this one. Is this not the most fab you've ever seen? I love the color and the detail on these. Guys, you can put this on painted furniture. You can use these on ceramic. I'm going to be doing a charcuterie board with this particular transfer this morning. And look at this one. Now this one is more in the blues. I am just loving, oh my gosh, I'm so glad, Trisha, that you popped on here. You didn't know we were having a makeathon. It's so fun. All right, so here we've got these gorgeous birds, our fonts, again, very vintage, but something that to me, it's classic and it never goes out of style. Look at this one. This is a combination of our golds and browns. Guys, this is the most incredible thing ever. These are so great on projects, but they're also beautiful on furniture. So these are gonna be on a Maker Studio site today. So you need to go on there because things like this do sell out. Thank you so much, Kathy. Y'all are just the sweetest group. Now look at this. We've done something really different with our transfers, in the fact that we've done the bloom on them in different colors, but now you can come back and you can add all the leaves and things that go with it. So they build on themselves. And if you've never worked with our transfers, these are full color. There is no halo. all this is ink, and I'm getting ready to show you this on my charcuterie board, but I wanted to show you all these new designs that are launching today. So fun. As you pop on here, say, hey guys. All right, so here's this. Oh my gosh, Stephanie, we're so glad you're here. All right, so this is our leaves that go along with a lot of our flowers. Oh my gosh, look at this one. I love the fact that there's so many details on this. Look at this tulip, guys. Is this the most amazing thing? These are beautiful on your painted pieces of furniture. You know, we have our one-step on a maker studio that you can use to do frames and pictures. These look great to be able to decorate on glass. Well, hey, Marion. Hey, girl. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Barb. So here's another one of our transfers that has our green leaves on it, again, that you're building with the flowers. All right, so now, today, I'm going to be showing you a project. Oh my gosh, Kelly, hey. Well, girl, Jean Drake, yes, you can order. We ship to South Africa. We ship all over the world. So absolutely welcome. We're so glad that you are finding us for the first time. All right, so I don't know about y'all, but when I am entertaining, especially getting ready for Easter and a lot of the spring holidays, our dinner groups, our kids are coming over. It's all about having a ton of people, but we need to simplify the process and how we can lay all the food out when everybody comes in. And we want it to be cute. We want it to be pretty and make the food look that much better, but we want it easy. And one of the things that I am loving that is so much on trend right now are charcuterie boards. How fun are they? But I want you to be able to make your own charcuterie board using our transfers and our resin. And several of the things that I'm going to be working with today, I get at garage sales and estate sales. Y'all know I am one of those people that will go into the kitchen first because I love getting glasses that I can etch. I love getting baking dishes that I can use to be able to pour my resins on, all that type thing. So that's what I'm going to be showing you how to do today. Are you ready? So continue to say hey as you pop on here. It's going to be an incredible day. Grab your coffee. You can still stay in your jammies. And if you're getting April showers like we are here today, because you're going to learn how to do so many amazing things. All right, so I'm going to turn my camera down. I want to be able to show you how to create a gorgeous charcuterie board. Dawn, girl, I am with you. I love all things birds and flowers. It just makes me so happy. All right, so I'm going to turn this down. That way you can see. And the good thing is I have got my iPad over here. I want to make sure that you've got a good view of what it is that I'm working on. So just continue to say, hey, thank you for your patience. And I'm going to get this all situated so that way it's even and you can see me. So this is one of my absolute favorites. I don't know about y'all, but I love the coloring in it. I just think it's, it makes me happy. I mean, it's the fact that it's your reds and pinks, and it goes into my taupes, and it's something that could be used with just about anything. I'm gonna turn that over so that way you're not looking at it upside down. So if you've not worked with the transfers before, they are, one, they're so easy to work with, and they're so fun because they're so satisfying, because it's beautiful artwork that you can add very easily to your projects. But one thing that you need to be careful with, and you're gonna notice, you've got a backing on it like this. You need to keep this backing on it at all times. I cut my transfers out with the backing on it. It keeps it to where it's not going to attach to a surface and stick to it. If you're looking at this today, guys, we're introducing these today with our Makerthon. So these are brand new. You've never seen them before. And I don't know about you, but I'm totally addicted to transfers. You can use this on a painted surface. You can use it on projects. You can use it on charcuterie boards, which is what I am going to be doing today and showing you. All right, so two of the things that I'm going to be needing, I'll need my scissors, and I've got my craft sticks, or they're tongue depressors, but a lot of people call them craft sticks. And this is what I'm going to need to be able to burnish this with. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to cut a couple of these out. Again, remember, you need to cut it with the backing on it. You want to keep this in place, and they're not attached, so I'm going to have to make sure that I'm holding this in place as I'm actually cutting it. And they do have little sleeves that they come in, so that allows you to be able to keep that together. So I'm just gonna continue to cut a few of these out for you to be able to see. As you pop on here, guys, say hey. My name is Amy Howard, and I am the official mother maker. I loved the opportunity that I get to be able to teach you guys how to do all kinds of projects, as I love to say, craft a beautiful life, to make your home more beautiful. There's nothing more fun than making something and having someone come in and go, like, this is the cutest thing ever. How did you do this? So I'm just gonna place a few of these around, and then I wanna be able to show you how to be able to do your resin pour on top of it. I'm gonna cut this butterfly out. Now again, you'll notice I am keeping the backing in place as I'm cutting this. I do not want to take the backing off because then it makes it adhesive. It's gonna stick to whatever it is that I'm working on. All right, so now I've got a few of these laid out, and I'm gonna, the way I like doing this is to just layer them on top of one another. That's why working with the script and the font is so good, because it can fill in negative space. Now, guys, I don't know about y'all, but when I go into estate sales or garage sales or whatever, I'm always looking for kitchen objects, things that I can use at home, because I get them so cheap. I got this one for like $1.50. I mean, it's seen better days, but to be honest with you, I've got a little surprise. You're gonna see the other side that's gonna make it a little bit easier to be able to see what this project looks like finished. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna lay down my composition. So the other thing, if you've not worked with these transfers before, they're adhesive on the back. They're quite sticky. So it allows me to be able to do placement. Now here's the other thing. I'm gonna say this more as a caveat. Once you lay this down, that's where it's gonna stay. It's not a situation where you can lay them down and pick them up. We want them to be able to stay. And there's a process that we're gonna be doing this. So I'm gonna show you in just a minute. So I'm gonna lay this guy down. Now, to be honest with you, look at this. Already, I've changed my mind. These adorable little ladybugs. I don't know about y'all, but I love bugs. And I love these little ladybugs. I love using them on things, but I want to put them more strategically on my charcuterie board. So I'm going to cut these out and put those in another area. So then I'm going to take, after I've cut it, I'm going to take this off. Look at this. Look at this little bird with this crown. Can you see that? Is that the sweetest thing ever? All right, so now let me just kind of show you. As I'm working in my composition and I'm laying these out and what this is going to look like, it's going to be a process that I've got to burnish this now. And if you've never done this before, there is a right way to do it and there's a wrong way. There's a right way that's going to leave you less frustrated, and that's what I'm going to show you. So we're going to be working with our craft stick, and you can use the end of a paintbrush. You do want to make sure that you've got a nice flat edge to be able to work around, or in this case, it's rounded. You can use the sides as well. But I like the pressure and the equalness that I can get as far as burnishing it with this little craft stick. So I want to make sure, I'm going to pull up my edge. It's a process of burnishing. You'll see I'm holding this at a 45-degree angle. I am going to be burnishing, but lifting. So after I've burnished that just a little bit, let me show you what I'm talking about. And it's a little bit more difficult when you're working on smaller areas. So let's press it in like this. If you can see, I'm holding this at a 45-degree angle and I'm burnishing it and lift it up. Lift, burnish, lift, burnish, lift, burnish. Now I'm gonna come over here to my bird. So I'm burnishing, lifting. You'll see when you start to lift it, there may be a little area like his head. I've got to make sure I'm burnishing, lift, there we go, burnishing. So you'll see it, it's like, okay, you'll see where I'm talking about the smaller areas, like little bills like this and crowns. If there's a lot of detail, you just have to take your time. Put on some music, get in an area, maybe sitting outside at spring that you enjoy working, and enjoy this. Don't rush it. If there's an area that doesn't come up, you know, I am one of those people, I don't worry about the details in it. I like things looking very vintage anyway. So look, burnish, lift. Hold on just a second. There we go, burnish. And work your way down the bird or whatever object that you're working on. Lift, burnish, lift. So see what's happening, and here's the exciting part. This is transferring this 4-color object onto whatever it is that you're working on. So whether it's, this is my charcuterie board, it could very well be some pottery. Now you want to make sure as you're doing this that it is on a surface that it's going to adhere. Now these are more decorative. They're perfect to do on plates, but you want to have it where they'll be more display. You don't want to be able to necessarily eat off of these. All right, so I wanted you to be able to see just how easy that is. I'm gonna clip this just a second. You need to make sure that you keep that in place, but look at that. Look at the detail on that. These designs are absolutely outstanding. Let me turn that around. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. So I'm gonna continue to work on my board and fill it up to where there's no negative space. Now, drum roll, I wanna be able to show you, I've actually worked on the other side. Now look at this. Is that the sweetest? Look at this. So, you see how I came in, look at my little ladybugs. I wanted to make sure that I had good placement on that because those guys are really special. Here, I put another one over here. But now, is this not the most adorable thing ever? I love it. I think it is so fun. But as a charcuterie board, while it's beautiful, while it feels vintage, while I'm gonna love mixing it in with a lot of other things, to me, this would even be a great gift to be able to take over to someone's home and give to them to be able to use. Like I might put some cute cookies on it and then wrap it up. And then that way I can take that and give that to them and they can keep it and they'll be like, oh my gosh, Amy, I love this. The other thing is, you know, once you start making charcuterie boards, guys, we can make this as creative as we want, especially with these transfers and our stencils. It makes it so fun and so easy. I could even come back and maybe gild the edges of this. It could be a lot of fun. But now what I want to do is after I've done all my transfers, after I've done my placement, and I'm really happy with my composition. This, you know, I could even come back. I worked with one transfer on this, but I could come back and add some flowers. We have flowers now in our transfers in so many different colors. If I wanted to be able to come in and add a flower, depending on what your negative space is, you definitely could. But now let's go on and give it a protective coat. Now I've just got a sheet over here. I've got some plastic. This is just a garbage sack that's sitting on top of it. I've put this over my cookie sheet. And I've got two things here that I can set this on top of because I want it to be able to drain down into my cookie sheet. Now, that way when I get finished, all I have to do is take my garbage sack and throw it away. So you want to make sure that you discard any of your resin safely. Of course, you never want to pour it down a sink or anything. You need to make sure that it can fall into a garbage sack so you can throw it away. So I'm going to push this to the side really quickly, and I want to show you there's two products that we have here at a Maker Studio that we're going to be working with. And I have a cup that I'm going to be pouring this into, and we do have these on a Maker Studio as well. But they're little markers, 100, 200, 300, 400. We've got to make sure that we are working with equal parts. You have to have an equal part of hardener with resin. Mixing these together, that's why they come in a kit. You will never want them separate. So I'm gonna pour in first, I'm gonna pour in my resin, and I'm gonna pour it up to 200. The only way, if you think about this, part A always has to be blended with part B. So your resin has always got to be mixed with your hardener. So I'm gonna fill this up to 200. And I've got my little marker on the side. Now I'm gonna come back with my hardener and I'm gonna go on and fill this up. You're gonna see the hardener is gonna pour a lot easier. And I'm gonna pour this up to about 400. That way I've got equal parts of my hardener and my resin. All right, so now here comes a very, very important part of this, guys. Very, very important is the stirring. You need to make sure that you blend these for at least 3 minutes, because now you'll see, there'll be like a cloudiness as it starts to blend, and you want to be fairly vigorous with it because you want to make sure that the hardener and the resin both got blended together. And I'll just put a timer on my phone and blend this really well. If you want to do it for 4 minutes or whatever, that's great. That's even better. But I just want to make sure that you've mixed these really, really well and stirred them vigorously, because if you don't, it won't get as hard as it should. Now, a lot of people would say, well, Amy, could I add something to that? Could I add a color in or whatever? I think because of what we're doing today and the fact that we're working with our transfers and we're doing these gorgeous charcuterie boards, it's better to keep it clear. The other thing is, a lot of people will say, well, Amy, is it food safe in working with the resin? Once it's hardened, once it has cured, yes, it's food safe. You can set your cheeses and your cookies and everything on top of it. And the great thing about it is the resin's gonna make it to where we can just clean it. I can use my Windex. I can wipe it down, and that way I know that I've got a beautiful protective coat. Are y'all not loving this adorable vintage charcuterie board? I'm loving it. I love the composition. I think, to be quite honest with you, I shared with Jean, I was like, I am having so much fun just working on the composition of this and taking my time. I don't want you to rush. Part of the enjoyment of this, that most of you that are watching, we love making things. So let's don't rush it too much. All right, so now I feel good about my resin being mixed up well. And I'm gonna go in and just put my mixer here, because I wanna put it in the garbage sack that I'm gonna be folding up. All right, so now I'm just gonna start to pour this resin over my charcuterie board, and I'm gonna be even with it. You notice now I've got 2 little things that it's sitting on top of, that it's lifted, so that way it's gonna pour off the sides. I can come back and brush some of this on the side later. Look at this. This is gonna be so beautiful. Now, with our resin, also, one thing that you're gonna love is that it will dry completely clear. There's no cloudiness, it does not yellow. It has a beautiful leveling agent to it, in the fact that it does really well on boards like this. Now, something you're gonna notice, a lot of you may go, well, Amy, what about the bubbles? Now, I will use a heat gun or just a regular hair dryer. And if I start to get bubbles in my resin, I'll just hit it just a little bit. Let me move that up. I'll hit it with a little bit, and it will make those bubbles pop out. So sadly, I am working in the kitchen on the counter, and I'm gonna have to be able to take it around and be able to get my hair dryer where I can work on it. But I'm just coming back and making sure that my pour is even, that I've got enough on my handle, because what I'm wanting this to come down the sides and flow down the sides of my charcuterie board. So once I've got good coverage, I'm gonna come around the side now and make sure all of it's on the edges, and it will flow off. So beautiful. Are y'all loving this? This is so fun. Now, something that's gonna be important, as I'm starting to see this kind of flow off the sides a little bit, I'm okay because I've got my garbage sack. Now, the other thing that I do need to make sure of is that as this is kind of draining off, you're gonna notice there's gonna be little places to where it's actually like drips. That's on the opposite side. That's gonna be on the back side of my charcuterie board. So I'm not gonna allow the drips to get to me or to stress me out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna allow it to dry. I could come around with a stick and just kind of drag it to where I don't have too much excess. You see, I was able to get just a little bit of excess there. It will continue to drip, and just take your take your stick and pull that off so where you're getting the excess off. And then after I've allowed this to cure overnight, I am gonna be able to come back with a little bit of sandpaper, and I'm gonna sand that bottom to where I've got a nice, even backing, and it's nice and smooth. And then I could even come back and put some little felt tabs on it to be able to have it to where it will scoot around on my surface, and I'm happy with it. But I am loving how this is gonna look. Now it's food safe. It allows me to be able to damp clean it with a sponge or Windex or a cleaner. I can put my food on top of it, cookies or whatever, but I don't know about y'all, but I think this would make an amazing gift for someone. So think about now the next time you go to an estate sale or a garage sale, head to the kitchen. I have literally gone, I wanna tell you this, I have literally gone before and seen people that were makers, and they're like, you really do this? And I'm like, yes, I do. So go to the kitchen, make sure that's the area that you can go and get great glasses and dishes and boards that you can make into gorgeous charcuterie boards. It's gonna be absolutely darling. If you're not part of our Facebook group, we have a great Facebook group called Crafting a Beautiful Life. And it's an opportunity for you to be able to get on there and share your projects. Debbie, here's the great thing. The fumes are not strong at all. One thing that we are so proud of our resin is the fact that it is such a great leveler. It does not yellow. I assure you, I will guarantee you this will be the favorite resin that you have ever worked with. It does a beautiful job, and it's gonna harden, and I'm gonna have this gorgeous charcuterie board. So guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Now, you're in for a real treat. We have a ton of ladies that are gonna be doing a lot of projects that you're gonna be 100% inspired by to be able to make your home a more beautiful place. So I'm right there with you, Vivian. Have a fantastic day, and we're gonna enjoy the April showers here today. But I'm looking forward to, I'm gonna grab my coffee and watch all of our other ladies show their projects. Have a beautiful maker-thon, everybody. Mwah. Love you guys.